There's a saying that I like, proper preparation prevents poor performance. And it really, 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 really lines up with setting yourself up for success for vendor events. And so the magic is in the preparation. So I highly recommend you take some time, make a list. If you have a business partner you're doing this with, I really love the Notes app. You can have a shared note that they can see, you can see, you guys can edit, add to, check things off. It's very helpful. Really be sure to read over the stipulations of your vendor space. Is there something you are required to do? Do you need to have a parking pass up? Are you supposed to arrive an hour early? What are the hours you need to be physically in your space? Is there, sometimes they have set up the day prior or the night prior, but not the same day. So be sure to read over those perimeters, those expectations. Make sure you are ready. Something else too is your vendor setup indoor or outdoor? And so if you're outdoor, do you need to bring a fan? Do you need to bring a heater? Will you need hot hands? If you're indoor, will you have access to electricity? Will you have access to water? Sometimes they don't place you in an area with an outlet unless you request it. So like never assume anything. Always over ask and over communicate to make sure you guys are on the same page. Same thing if you were partnering up and doing this with multiple people, I highly recommend like jumping on a Zoom or having a shared note to where every little thing is broken down. Expectations are there. No surprises. You do not want surprises. Okay. Pay attention to the temperatures. If you are taking makeup and it's 100 degrees outside, what's your game plan to keep your product from melting? Also, like clothing, make sure that you're not overly cold or overly warm. Otherwise, that's going to really impact and hinder the efficacy of your vendor event. Comfy shoes. If you're going to be standing for a long time, maybe those super cute stilettos that are super cute, but maybe 6, 7, 8 hours in, then you're sitting and you're not really engaging with your people because your feet are hurting you. So maybe some really cute flats might be a good idea. And then in terms of sitting, you may need to bring a chair or a stool, something that you can sit down, take a break, and then pop back up when you see like engagement, people are coming. I definitely highly recommend you be a product of the product, your outfit, your appearance, your hair, your cosmetics. If you are selling cosmetics, they're going to want to see, do you have the product on your face? If you're selling our hair growth system, they're going to want to see, how does your hair look? Or you're using our dry shampoo, like how does your hair look? Same thing with fragrance, like make sure you are a product of the product. Water and food. Don't assume you can get to it, get access to it, or somebody's going to bring it to you. I highly recommend packing a little lunch pack. Take a Stanley, fill it up with ice, make sure you are ready and set. Do you need to provide a tent? Sometimes vendor events, they require you to bring your own tent, and sometimes they even have a preferred color. So I would definitely go ahead and inquire in advance. Sometimes vendor events will provide a table and sometimes they won't. So you don't want to show up with all your stuff in buckets and you're ready to go and you don't have an 8-foot table or you don't have a 6-foot table. Or say, for example, they provide you an 8-foot table, but your tablecloth is a 6-foot tablecloth. So always, always ask, make sure, double check, make sure you're ready. All right. Also, especially if it's a nicer event, sometimes you may want to bring a handheld steamer so that you can make sure your tablecloth looks really nice. Height is everything for your setup. A table with just things that are laying flat, it doesn't draw people in. So I recommend height. If you have a banner, if you have pictures, if you have signage, maybe grab some balloons. You can pick them up at the Dollar Tree. Grab some crates. That's something we do. You can do crates and stack them on top of each other, put product inside, and you get a really nice little display that way. And it's super affordable, simple. You could even paint the crates different colors if you wanted to. Something else too is your fellow vendors go early and stay late. And I'll tell you why. Your fellow vendors, those are your go-getters. And a lot of times those are the perfect prospects for your business. And sometimes they can be your best customers. So take some time, walk around to the other vendors. If you have a business partner you're doing this with, great. Let them watch the space so you can make the rounds, meet everybody. But a lot of times that happens before or after. So plan to come a little early, leave a little late. and make those connections, get their information, get their cards, walk over and say, hey, like, tell me a little bit about your business. Okay, great. So you have these keychains that are beautiful. I love that. I'll have to keep that in mind for gifting. I wanted to let you know that I'm here with Pharmacy and we have cosmetics, hair care, skincare, body care, everything's EU standard. Swing by. We've got lots of testers, and we're also doing a $5 coffee shop giveaway. We'd love for you to come by, get your name in the drawing. That kind of engagement and conversation goes a long ways. Invite them, extend that invite, and say hello. All right. So something I do is little neighbor gifts. So I just have a little clear bag. I have some little crinkle down at the bottom. I put some samples in. I put in a card with my information. So for me personally, I have a Blitz card. It's about the size of a postcard. They scan my QR. It takes them straight to my website. It's got my name, information, a little bit about the products on one side, opportunity on the other side, but you decide how you want to do that. You could even do a handwritten card, or it could be a regular business card, completely up to you. And then drop a little treat in there. You never know, like candy corn or something nostalgic, any little treat. And you can get something really affordable. You can buy it at Sam's and break it up into all the little bags. You can get some at the Dollar Tree. And I just recommend things that are packaged, because a lot of times you haven't met these people yet. And then audience. Really pay attention to who is your audience, who is going to be coming through the doors, who's going to be walking those aisles, and ask yourself, what are their problems? What are their wants? What are their wishes? What are some things they may be dealing with? If you're dealing with moms of small children, great. Let's talk about calendula balsam and how it's wonderful for chapped cheeks or diaper rash. Let's have a sample of it out, and let's have some pictures of kids with their little chapped cheeks, and the next to it, their cheeks look great because they used the calendula balsam, or a little boy with a sunburn after his soccer game. Like, show that. So really be mindful of who is going to be walking through here and what are some of their problems that I can help them solve. Also, ask yourself, what's the season? So if it's really hot, 100 degrees, 98 degrees here in East Texas, I'm going to talk about our Blur Primer because it's mattifying for oil and shine control. I'm going to talk about our setting spray because it helps your makeup not transfer, smudge, move. I'm going to talk about Calendula Balsam, but I'm going to specifically reference it for sunburn. I may even have some of our tea tree balsam out and talk about how it really helps with bug bites, because mosquito bites are really common in the summer. Now in the winter, I may be showing a red lip because it's the perfect Christmas lip. And I may be showing calendula balsam because it's perfect for dry hands, and everybody's struggling with dry hands in winter. So ask yourself, what is the season? Also, are people gift shopping? And so even if it's a completely women's event, you may want to take some men's cologne if it is around gift shopping season or Father's Day. All right. So what are their problems? Season, kids, be ready if they have kids. You may want to have little treats. You may want to have little, I know one of our other top sellers in the company, I know she has a little mirror and she lets little girls come over and try on a lip gloss. And a lot of times she ends up selling lip glosses because she gives them a little applicator. They pick out their lip gloss. They get to try on their lip gloss. They light up. Charlene A talked about it. And so that may be something you want to consider. Like, ask yourself, will there be children there? Something else too is credibility. These people don't know you. A lot of times online, it takes a little bit of time. People are seeing us post consistently. We're building up that like, no trust. They feel like they know us. They see what we're doing throughout the day, through our stories, etc. But when you're meeting somebody online, in person, at an event, oftentimes they have no idea who you are. So credibility is huge. And some things you can do is have result pictures in frames, have looks where they can see before and afters, and try to have some variety. And the best thing that could possibly happen is somebody says, oh, she looks like me. Or, oh, I struggle with that also. Or, oh, wow, that kind of looks like me. If you can make that happen, you are so much more likely to get the sale because they're going to relate to it and connect to it. And also testimonials, highly recommend. Comparisons, something I like to do is like, hey, if you really like the Clinique Almost lipstick, you are going to love our BB Glaze Black Cherry. It's only $16.90. And a lot of times they recognize that name and that brand, or have used that product or have wanted that product. And they're like, oh, wow, yes, absolutely. I want to go ahead and give it a try now. Standards, talk about them. European standards are huge. Don't assume people know what European standards mean. So what I say is like, hi, have you tried the pharmacy products? Everything you see here is European standards. That means over 1,300 harmful chemicals are banned from going in these products. So they're products that you can trust. And a lot of times that really opens some dialogue, initiates some conversation, and people who are being more mindful of what they use, they get really excited about our products then. And then talk about the value. If you have something that's just such a great price point, like our Zen mascara with castor oil in it, $11.90, show some result pictures and say only $11.90, because people will say, oh, wow, that's such a great value. I need to give that a try. All right. Also, testers. Make sure your testers are, the lids are off. It's so like this. I wouldn't want to have the lid on. Just make it easy for people and make it easily marked like tester on it, and invite people to come on over and try your testers. They're so much more likely to go ahead and give them a shot. And when they see, smell, touch, try, taste these products, they're going to see the goodness and they're going to want to go ahead and get some. So highly recommend testers. Every time I've done a vendor event, if there's a tester out for it, it sells. Same thing with my salon setup. If there's not a tester, it doesn't sell. Like there's a direct correlation. You can even get little signs that say, try me, little chalkboards, or you can print them out. There's lots of different things that you can do, but I highly recommend it. And then have something for your trash, even if it's something you pick up at the Dollar Tree, just a little clear container, just your tabletop trash. Yes, you have a big trash can, but tabletop trash is really common, especially if people are testing makeup, they're swatching the makeup and they need a makeup remover, or color matching and they need a makeup remover, or they need like the little sponges for color matching. These little sponges like this, they'll need to just throw them away. And it keeps it from being kind of awkward when they're handing it to you and you're trying to find a place and then you've walked away from them. And so just be proactive with that. Music makes it fun and exciting. A giveaway always draws people in. I highly recommend a giveaway, especially a giveaway of something they recognize. Maybe it's Chick-fil-A or Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. It could be $5. It doesn't matter, but it draws them in. Clearance. So if you have products that are delisted, we no longer have them on the website, then that might be a really great time to do like a $10 basket, and they come over, they check it out. At that point, you start having conversation. The more conversation you have, the better. And then spin the wheel. Maybe you do a spin the wheel and then they get a little sample, or they just whatever, they get a draw out of a little treat bucket or whatever for coming over and checking out your products. And then treats, it draws people in. Sometimes it's the husband who wants the caramel, but then the wife is over there and she's chit-chatting with you. So a lot of times too, people want instant gratification. They don't want to order online. There's a reason why they're shopping at a vendor event. So I do recommend having the product in stock. You may not need 10, 15, 20 of something, but you may need a few of something if you feel like it's going to be a strong seller and a tester of it. Some of my best sellers are things like hair growth systems, matte liquid lipsticks, BB glaze, fragrance, our lip plumpers, our toothpaste, calendula, mascara, and then depending on seasonal, in the summer, people look for that translucent powder and that primer. Those are really strong sellers, easy, and of course the CC cream too. And then our products, so have your products easily marked so people can see what the prices are. If they have to guess what the price is and it slows down the process, they're less likely to go ahead and move forward and get it with you. And then have your bag if you want to put tissue paper, if you want to spray the tissue paper with a fragrance, if you want to drop your card in there, I highly recommend. And then have a way to get their information. You need their name, their phone number. If you want to invite them to be part of a social media group, whatever that look, or an email blast, whatever that is for you, capture their information so you can follow up and connect, and that person can become an ongoing client for you, not just a one-time purchase. And then payment. Are you ready and set to accept their payment? Learn from me. I did my first vendor event and I did not have a way to accept their card. And so I did lose sales over that. So Square is an option. Something else too is if you're going to accept Venmo and PayPal, just make sure you already have the QR code ready and set to go. If there is Wi-Fi, make sure you're already on the Wi-Fi before the event. So just make sure your tech is ready. Test everything out. Cash box, I really recommend a cash box, something that you can lock and have change. in advance. And then I got some receipt books so that they could put their information on top. I could keep track of everything that was purchased. And then I could go back later and just kind of look and see what sold, what went well, what was the totals, whose contact information is what, who can I follow up with. That receipt book ended up becoming a really great resource for me. So these are just some of my recommendations and suggestions. I'm sure you're going to learn more along the way, but these are some things that have helped me with my vendor events and then becoming successful. Have a great day. I wish you the very best in your business. Get out there and connect and engage because people are waiting on you to help them solve their problems.